You might not believe, but if you reach this level in your content writing journey, you will be able to generate close to six figures income by just writing content for your clients and companies. Hey guys, I am Adarsh and I am a professional content writer with over 3 years of experience. Now, the problem with content writing is that how does one start and what are the career prospects in content writing? In this content writing tutorial for beginners, I will cover the step-by-step process that I followed while starting content writing, and I will also share how to get clients and make a decent income out of content writing. And at the end of this video, I will reveal the 2 best websites I used to get my top international clients. And I would like to mention that it takes only 2 or 3 hours at max to start content writing, to learn about it and practice it. So even if you are a student or a working professional, you should give it a try. So the first thing that I should discuss is what is content writing and is it the right choice for you? So content writing is basically writing content which is information on the internet in the form of text. In the simple terms, I will explain. Let's say you go to Google and you search about how to become a doctor. You will see a lot of articles appearing. Let's say you open one of those articles. You will see a full article written by someone who has expertise on that topic. Now, this is an example of content, and that person who has written it is a content writer. Content can also include social media captions, YouTube video descriptions, and a lot more. And there are many types of content writers out there. Now, one question that I should mention is that is there any demand for content in the industry? So, the truth is that there is a huge demand for content because nowadays everything is going online. Every business, every startup, they need to have some kind of online presence. Even the small shops beside my apartment, they need to appear on Google so that people can search them through Google. So, for example, let's say a new startup comes up. The first thing they need is to start a website. Now, let's say they make their website and then they will need content. So obviously they will hire a content writer for writing some content for their website. So similarly, the demand for content is not going down, and hence good content writers are always in demand in the market. And in this video, I will show you how to leverage your content writing skills to grab these opportunities and make a decent earning from it. Now, since this is a content writing tutorial for beginners, many of you might be getting started now. So what are the things that you need to get started as a content writer? One thing that I want you to understand is that content writing is a skill and you don't need any kind of college degree or certification to get started as a content writer. Some companies do want qualification if you are applying for very specific positions. For example, once I applied as a health writer in a company and they wanted to see if I had qualifications related to the healthcare industry, but no qualifications are needed to get started. I started my content writing journey back in 2019, and since then I have worked with various national and international clients as well as companies. And based on my experience, I will tell you what are the simple things that you need to get started as a content writer. The most important thing that you need to do is start practicing writing. Yeah, so don't be surprised. Content writing is not a theoretical industry. It's a totally practical based approach. So you have to start writing articles to actually improve your writing style. If you are not confident about starting writing from day one, then I have a few suggestions for you. Number one, you should start working on your grammar. Maybe you can practice some English grammar and things like sentence structure. Secondly, you can read some books. You don't need to read novels, but you can read simple self-development books. Personally, I have a small collection of books and I try to read at least 20 minutes a day. So these are some of the books that I have read recently. And one more thing that you can do is start watching English movies with subtitles on. Now, this may sound awkward to some of you, but this actually works because you will get a good understanding of sentence structure and grammatical rules. Now, the third point is that you should be good at research. Now, content writing is not just about writing, it's a lot about researching. Let's say I give you a topic to write, such as how to lose fat. Now, maybe you have some knowledge about this topic. Maybe you can start writing like do exercise, have a good diet. But before you start writing, it is highly recommended that you go to Google and you enter the topic and see what people have already written. This is helpful because you will get an idea that you are covering each and every aspect of the topic. You're not missing out on anything. And research also helps you to create your own content structure. Plus, you get a lot more of ideas that you can add in your content. And the last thing that you can do is use some writing tools. You don't need to spend any money, just use some free software like Grammarly, download it on your smartphone, and it will help you correct grammatical mistakes and improve your content. So you will keep improving with every article. Now finally, I will discuss the step-by-step process that you need to start writing an article, and this is the exact method that I followed when I started content writing. So the first step is to choose a niche. You should choose a niche in which you are comfortable. For example, when I started, I was comfortable writing about health and fitness. I had some knowledge about it. So I made a blog on health and fitness. The second step is to set a target of at least 500 to 600 words and start writing some articles. If you think that is too high, you can also write 300 words of articles initially. The third step is to conduct some research. You can do some keyword research, but I would not suggest you doing that right now. So go to Google and search about your topic. For example, let's say my topic is how to build muscles. So I will just go to Google, I will search about it, and I will go through the articles who have already covered that topic. Now personally, I might have some ideas and tips and tricks about building muscles, but it is better to look at what other websites have covered, and that will increase the number of ideas that I have. And based on that, write down all the points, or let's say the ideas that you can include in your content. Now the fourth step is to read their articles and start writing your own article. Now in the beginning, I will suggest you that you should read and try to rewrite the article in your own language. Now be careful about plagiarism. You do not want to copy any sentence or expression from their content, because plagiarism is like the number one red signal in content writing industry. Now the fifth step is that ensure that you're writing in simple sentences. Don't try to use fancy words and complicated sentences because they deteriorate your content quality. So let's look at an example. So in this case, you can see that this sentence, are you looking for the most reliable and efficient Vikings golf shirts in the market? If the answer to the question is yes, you are in luck, because your good luck has brought you to the best possible place. Instead of writing this kind of lengthy and complicated sentence, I can simply write, are you looking for the most comfortable and stylish Vikings golf shirts on the market? Then you have landed in the right place. So you see, there is minor difference in this too, and the meaning is almost the same, but it is much easier to read this sentence rather than the first one. Now the sixth step is to use free Grammarly software to check your article. It will highlight the most basic grammatical errors, punctuation errors, and even some sentence structure errors. So the last step would be to add some visuals, because no one likes to read a long article without any images, right? So add some images, illustrations. One bonus point that I would like to add is that always break your content into paragraphs, because no one likes to read a full block of text. Also, make sure that you are adding subheadings, and those subheadings should be catchy. You may also use bullet points to represent some of your content. Now finally comes the most interesting part, that how can we start a career and start making money from content writing. So the first step is to start creating your portfolio. Portfolio is nothing but a collection of your best articles. So when I started my blog about health and fitness, I wrote around 15 to 20 articles on fitness and health topics, and that became my portfolio. Even today I use that and I pitch to different clients and companies, and that still works. Now you don't need a real blog to start writing. You can use platforms like medium.com that allow you to write articles, and it also gives you credit. You can also use WordPress, free platform, which gives you a very simple blog. Additionally, you can also join LinkedIn and start writing some articles on it, because people do write blog posts on LinkedIn. So let's assume that you have written a few pieces of content and you're comfortable with writing articles now. What is the next step? The next step would be to find some internships. Now, internships are totally optional, but I do suggest you that you should try a couple of internships, because in an internship you work with a company and you see their standard of work, and that gives you a lot of exposure. So when I started out, I also did an internship at otakukart.com, which is a very big website right now. I did it for 3 months. I gained some experience, and then I left it to focus on my own blog. You can find good internships on internshala.com as well as Facebook groups, and you can also contact companies on LinkedIn for any internship positions. Now it will take you at least 6 to 12 months to do these steps. Now what's next? The next step would be to upskill yourself. You have to continually upgrade yourself, learn about content writing tricks and strategies that can improve your content further. You can follow top content creators in your niche, and they will give you an idea on how to improve. Additionally, you can also think about investing in some writing tools. For example, I personally use Grammarly, and it is a must-have for every professional content writer. By the way, this video is not being sponsored by them. Now, I assume that if you have done these things, you might have around a year of experience. So start creating your resume and portfolio. Your resume should depict all the experiences that you have had, your internships, as well as whatever courses you have done. Now comes the last step. Now you can go out and pitch directly to clients and companies. Now that you have some experience, you have worked with some companies during your internship, and you have written a lot of articles, many clients and companies will consider you for the job. You might not believe, but if you reach this level in your content writing journey, you will be able to generate close to 6 figures income by just writing content for your clients and companies. This is because most of the companies and clients pay around 1000 rupees per hour, and that is the basic pay rate at the international level. I personally prefer to work with international clients more due to the currency difference, but you can obviously work with both national and international clients. So these are the steps I have followed in my content writing journey. If you are thinking about starting content writing as a beginner, then you should definitely give it a try. And now I will reveal the 2 top websites from where I got my best international clients. So the first one is problogger.com, and if you head over to the job section on this website, you will see there are a lot of opportunities being posted by international companies and clients. You can apply to any relevant opportunity. The competition is a little bit high on this platform, but so is the pay. And the second one is freelancewritinggigs.com. They keep updating their job posts, and here you can see they post like this. Basically there is a list of jobs and opportunities. So we have got content writing jobs, even proofreading and editing jobs. So do check out these websites once you feel you are confident enough to apply to clients and companies. I hope this video was helpful. Thank you for watching.